Hey, how's it going? It's Craig. I'm not in the garage, I'm out in the car today. We're off to play Expo in Blackpool. Let's take a look. Okay, so I'm off to play Expo. It's Friday before the event, but apparently the Friday night is the main event actually, and the drinks with the fellow YouTubers and things. Some which I've met before, and some which I'm meeting up with today for the first time. So should be a good event. Today we're going to Blackpool, the Norbreck Hotel, which I've heard many rumours about. I'm not sure how true they are, but there's a bit of a meet up there tonight. A couple of drinks. And then the Play Expo is Saturday and Sunday. I'm only staying for the Saturday. I do a bit of footage around the Expo. Essentially, what time I get there, hopefully I get there at a decent time. I'm going to meet up with some YouTubers as well. I'm going to go to a retro game shop in Blackpool, there's a town centre, so that should be pretty cool. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm going to film bits and pieces. I don't know how much I'm going to film over the whole couple of days that I'm up there. But I'll film what I can, and I'll edit it all in here, and you'll see my experience of Play Expo, my first big gaming event. I've been to gaming cons and things in Bristol and stuff before, but they've been smaller events, and this one apparently is quite a decent size and a decent meetup for everyone. So looking forward to it. So I'll catch you in a bit. 4.5 hours drive there, overnight stay, and then 4 hours driving, 4.5 hours drive back as well. So it's going to be a long time on the road. So I'll catch you soon. Okay, so here we are. I'm in Blackpool. That was 6 hours, not 4.5 hours, which is an absolute nightmare on the road. So mainly because of average speed cameras and roadworks on the motorway. So bit of a longer trip up. So I'm going to have to leave a little bit earlier to get home for a decent time on tomorrow evening. Bumped into Al and Paul in Northerner when we got here. I went straight to Eclipse, which is a retro game shop. I'll show some footage of that in a second. Nice little shop. Picked up a couple of little things in there as well. Spent a little bit of money, which is not bad already on the first day. Literally got through into Blackpool and spent some money on some games. So yeah, a couple of things that I wanted. Some nice gifts off Al as well. He's had them put aside for me. Paul's held onto some of them for me as well. So I'll show those in the footage in a bit as well. But other than that, I just got to the Premier Inn, bumped into Pete on the retro tip. We're going to go down and grab some food now, and then head across to No Breakfast and Beers. So catch you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back in the garage. It's Sunday morning. I'm absolutely knackered. You can probably tell from my eyes. Yeah, I haven't slept massively. And a lot of driving in between, so I'm absolutely exhausted. It's probably taken me about 3 attempts to do this video, part of this video, because I'm knackered. Yeah, and I'm going to do a retro Red Steve and yawn all the way through my video. But no, I've had a really good day. I'm probably going to miss out loads of things as I'm doing this update, but a really good couple of days going up to Blackpool. I think in the future I might try and stretch it out a bit longer and do 2 nights up there. I think from the last update I gave, I went out for a meal with Pete, Paul, and the 2 guys from Numskull. Really cool guys, really never met them before. They were not only passionate about obviously gaming and things like that, they're really part of the community and developing new products. As you know, I've got 2 of the Quarter arcades which I bought recently. Absolutely love them. They're display items for me. I turn them on and they got the background noise, the track mode and things, and I've got them in the house on the shelf and they look really cool. So yeah, it's really nice to meet people with like that work in the industry as well. And they've got a couple of projects that they're sharing with us that they're working about, top secret projects, which I'm really chuffed that they obviously shared things with that with us. And yeah, it was really cool to meet with people like that. So that was good. We went from the Beefeater in the hotel, as I said, down to the Norbreck Castle. All classy places so far. So the Beefeater and then down to the Norbreck Castle. Down to the Norbreck Castle where it was a bit of like a tubers meetup and things. So there was about 20 people there. I'm not going to name names. I'm going to forget people. I'm going to upset people by getting the wrong channels and things like that. I'm absolutely terrible with names, so I won't do names and things like that. Big Game Al was there, and he was
sharing content from live streams. He's over 500 subs, and I think they've unlocked that now to anyone with 500 plus subs. So he was doing live streams at the social, I think, and then he's done one at the event as well. So I'll link to Al's 2 streams that he's put out, just so you can see who was there and everything else, so you get a bit of a picture of that. Really good night. I was drinking San Miguel, so the next morning my head's a bit fuzzy, but I'm glad in a way. This sounds really bad. The Norbreck Castle hasn't got a good beer selection, so I didn't have any IPAs, but I think if I was slamming down IPAs all night, I probably would have been home in bed a lot earlier. So drinking San Miguel's wasn't a bad call. Really cool night. Then Saturday morning, got up, had some breakfast at the hotel, and headed down to the Norbreck. And yeah, really cool event. I'd never been to a Play Expo before. Really enjoyed it. Went in. I went straight through the gaming room, which is the first room you go into. Massive room full of consoles, microcomputers, all set up on CRTs, and then loads of arcade cabs, loads of pinball tables and everything else in there. So really cool setup, but I didn't go for that side of it really. I walked straight through that room, straight into the traders room, and had a wander around there. I'll show the footage of the traders room footage now, and then I'll show you the walk around the arcade stuff in a couple of minutes. Cool. Okay, so that was the traders room. As you can see, there's loads of traders there selling everything from merchandise, posters, arcade marquees, some really cool stuff in there. And yeah, really, I don't think it's the biggest. I think from speaking to other people who were at events and things, they didn't say there was the biggest selection of traders there, but for me there was loads, there was enough there. I had a couple of things which I'll go through in the pickups in a bit that I had put aside ready. And then I had a bit of money in my pocket that I wanted to buy something nice just for from this event, but also because I've been saving up a couple of quid just to put aside to buy an item like I did. So I'll do the pickups right at the end of the video just to show you what I've brought home from the event, and it's a lot as well for me anyway. I don't do pickups often, so I'll show you what I picked up. Before I do that, let me show you the footage of the walk through the games room. I'll show you that quickly. It's probably quite bouncy because I had it on a GoPro on my chest, but hopefully it's pretty cool footage. There was loads of games there. I didn't touch a single game. I didn't touch a single pinball game. I literally just walked through everything. I was in a bit of a, not a rush to go home, but I wanted to get on the road at a decent time, and I wanted to focus on buying what I wanted first of all. So I spent some time in the traders room, and I think I left the event around 12 o'clock, so to get back on the road. So let's show you that footage of the games room first of all, and then we'll come back and we'll do the pickups. Cool. Okay, so that's my really quick run through of the Play Expo event. Let me show you my pickups, because I think I've got some nice items that I'm really chuffed to have in my collection now. So first of all, we went to Eclipse Entertainment, the one with Paul and Al, the gaming shop, and just in the back streets of Blackpool, I suppose it is. You've got to drive there. You wouldn't walk from the tower or anything else. It's quite a way in. I want to show you what I picked up, what I got given from Al, and things like that. I know Paul's been holding on to some of these things for me for a while, so he brought them along too, which is pretty cool. So Al gave me, this has been in Paul's house for a while, a M2 light gun. So the M2 light gun is for the original Xbox. I've not got any light guns for the Xbox. I've got a bit of a passion for light guns. I've got my whole selection here. I've got my Sinden light guns, and I've got a couple of other bits that I've been putting aside. I've not got anything for the original Xbox, so it's pretty cool to get that one. So I'm going to have a look forward to setting up my original Xbox and playing on some of those. Okay, so second thing I picked up was a sniper scope. So I don't know whether this is the one that RetroBear mentioned on Desert Island Discs when I was on there, but so I'm guessing it's for games like Silent Scope. I've not played it on the Xbox. As I said, I've not played any light guns on the Xbox. I didn't really get into light guns on there. I was more PlayStation 1 or 2 for the G-Con setup. So it's cool to have these in my collection. I'll have to find out what games are compatible with them and give them a go. But Paul's been holding on to this for a while for me as well. It was a gift off Al. I owe him big time because he's given me a couple of things which are really cool. So yeah, really thank you so much, Al, for sorting me out on these. I'm looking forward to setting that up and having a look. Obviously it's not got the display in the scope for Silent Scope, because I think that would be a real high-end accessory to buy, whereas this one's just a light gun, but I think it's that kind of sniper rifle setup, and just a light gun that you can put in different configurations, so you can set it up in different ways and play with it however you want. So really cool, really chuffed. I got quite a few light guns, as I said, but none for the original Xbox. So those were my first two, so I'll have to have a look what games are compatible for those. Al also gave me a plastic hard case. This one's empty, so it doesn't have the insert in there, but we'll come back to that in a second, because one of my other pickups is very similar to this. I didn't even know Al was giving this to me. He put it aside for me ages ago. I think I mentioned when he picked up a NES, I said, oh Al, do you want to sell that case? I really want to get into collecting some of the cases. I didn't realise it didn't have the inserts and things in there, but it's such a cool item anyway. And Al said, I don't think he said I'll put it aside for you or anything. He just didn't mention it and then gave it to me at Blackpool, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you, Al, for that. Really nice gift. So Al knows that I'm collecting Xbox 360 games as well, and he's given me 2 games to go with it. So he's given me Forza Motorsport 3. Is this the Ultimate Collection? So I got Forza Motorsport 3, but I think this is my 3rd version of it. And so Al said, oh, I know you've got one already. So it's not, it's a different one. I think I've got the black spine one there, Forza Motorsport 3, and the limited collector's edition. I haven't got this ultimate one, so it's probably the same game, but I'm going to keep that aside anyway. I'm not going to obviously worry about having a duplicate, and it's always cool to have gifts off of friends within the community as well. So Forza Motorsport 3, and he's also given me Project Gotham Racing 4. Great game. I've got, again, Project Gotham Racing 3. I haven't got 4, so really cool to have that. I'm going to be picking up something tomorrow, which I'm going to hopefully be putting an Xbox 360 in to play some of these games. So yeah, really cool to have a load of these original games to stick in an Xbox 360 and have a blast on the steering wheel. So again, thank you so much, Al. I gave Al a couple of games, but I'm massively in his debt. I owe him a big time now. I gave him a couple of games that I picked up in a charity shop for him before, but nowhere to the level that he's given me, the generosity he's sorted me out with. So yeah, Al, so thank you so much. Again, there'll be links to Al's channel in the description below. Whilst in Eclipse, I picked up 3 other items. Another hard case. As I was looking at it and asking the guy to get it out of the counter, I was like, don't buy that, I've got you one in the car. I was like, what? He said, yeah, got you one in the car. But I'm glad. I think that one that he had was a NES one, and this is a SNES one. I paid 19 quid for it, which I think is an amazing deal for these hard cases. I'm seeing them sell for ridiculous money, but this one has got the insert in there, the Super Nintendo insert, so all the games fit in there, the Super Nintendo and the power supply and the control pad all fit in there nice and neat. So if I try and show you that, that's a really cool item for 19 quid. Really chuffed with that. So now I've got two of them within one weekend, and I'm, yeah, really happy to have them exactly the same, so they'll stack nicely. I can put games in and the NES or something in that one, and then the Super Nintendo in that one, and at least I got some nice storage for those. Whilst in the shop, I picked up a couple of games, not many. Had a look through all the shelves, and I'll put some footage up of the shop now. That I asked the guy if I could film there, and I did just a quick scan through. I haven't gone through everything in detail, but it's a nice little shop. It's a bit of a mixed shop, so obviously they sell a lot of retro in there, but they sell modern, but they also sell like antiques and things like that in there as well. So I'll show you a quick run through the shop, and I'll show you what I picked up after that. Cool. Okay, so the two things I picked up in addition to that hard case from there were two Master System games. First one is without manual. I'm not a complete in box collector. I've got about 70 or 80 Master System games now. Not all of them got manuals, a lot of them have, but not all of them. Other than missing the hang tab and not having a manual, this is in pretty good condition. So it's a Cyber Shinobi. I love the Shinobi series anyway, so really looking forward to playing that. I don't think I've ever played it on the Master System, so yeah, it's a pretty cool Shinobi style side-scrolling fighter type thing, scrolling platform I suppose, but Shinobi style. So yeah, really looking forward to having a blast on that. I've not played that one before. Another one I've not played before, so these are not nostalgia games for me, these are games that I want to play, is Space Gun. So a bit of a light gun theme going on here at the moment. Space Gun is a light phaser, Master System light phaser, and this one is in really good condition, complete with manual, and everything's really nice condition in there, so really chuffed to have that one as well. I fancy having a blast on that. I'll set it up on the B&O and get the light phaser out and have a go on that one in a bit. So yeah, two really cool games, two new games to me. I've not played either of them before, but really glad to have them in my collection. So that's my total pickup from Eclipse. Then we went to, when I was at the hotel, Pete said, "Oh, I got my stuff in the car that I put aside for you." I was like, I can't remember what stuff you put aside for me. I got such a bad memory at the moment that Pete had put aside these two items for me ages ago, and he's like, yeah, I've got them in the car. I was like, have I paid for them? He's like, no. I was like, shit, okay. And they are T2, another light gun game for the Sega Mega Drive Menacer game. Again, not many games came out on the Menacer, so I'm really chuffed to have that, and that one's completely manual. So yeah, really chuffed to have T2. I've been looking at it for a while, but for some reason I didn't buy it when I seen it in CEX. So I'm guessing something in the back of my mind was telling me that Pete had it on hold for me. So yeah, cool to have that in the collection. The other item that Pete got me was a complete in box Sega Mega Drive control pad. So I think when they went to this red button, I think that was Mega Drive 2, so it's more of a recent one, and it's in a little baggy, really good condition in there. So that's just a shelf display item for me. So yeah, really pleased to have that as well. So thank you, Pete, for putting them aside and keeping them for me, because it was a really nice surprise, because I totally forgot all about it. The next couple of things I picked up then were from the event itself. The first two items I've had put aside for me for a couple of weeks, and they are from Scottish Japanese Alan's stall. He has a stall at these events, and I bought a couple of things off him online before, off his Facebook group. I'll put a link to that below because it's a really cool Facebook group, especially if you're into Japanese games. He's got everything there. You could imagine from really cheap games. These are cheaper games. These are not like high-end games. You've got some really high-end Japanese shooter games and things for every single Japanese console you can think of in his shop. I bought off him some WonderSwan stuff, and I think I bought off him a Virtual Boy game before, so always done me a great deal on sending things through. But it was good to pick up two things for my Super Famicom shelf at the top, and they are a boxed Street Fighter 2. I just wanted a boxed version of these games because they look so cool and they're just amazing artwork on them. You can't beat the Japanese artwork on the games. Even though I asked Alan, top guy, this really nice of him. I asked him for a 10 quid version of this. This is one a little bit more, but the £10 version didn't have an instruction manual in there, and he's put me one with an instruction manual. Such a top guy. So he's got the instruction manual, not that I'm going to be able to read it, and the cart. So really cool setup. It'll probably never get played. It's just a display item to go next to my Super Famicom when it's up on the shelf. The second one, and again, bought it for the box art more than anything else, and it's the classic Mario Kart on the Super Famicom. And again, it's a display item only, but again, this one's complete with manual. So it'll hardly ever leave the box, but it's got the manual, and the cart is looking pretty cool too. Look at the label on that. Yeah, so chuffed with those two. Really nice games. I might have a blast on them. I'll set the Famicom every now and then, but I've got more games for the Super Nintendo, so I can play that rather than playing the Famicom. It's just a nice collector's piece to have, isn't it? The rest of them are just from random stalls in there. I don't know who the names of the owners are, and I think they're from quite a few different stalls. First game is Simpsons Bart vs Space Mutants. That's complete with manual. I think I paid £10 for that and the next game, so that and Psycho Pinball. Again, these fall out all the time, don't they? Complete with manual. So I paid £10 for those two games. I seen that on another stall for £12 on its own, so that was a really good deal off of one seller. I don't know who it was, just a small one table stall, and these were in a box underneath the table. I was digging through the box at the time, and I think Paul in Northerner was stood next to me buying Xbox games, and I was digging around by his feet getting these games out. I did have that one as a kid. I've not played this one, but obviously with my newfound love of pinball, I thought that would be a cool game to pick up, so I would look forward to playing that one. I've heard good things about it actually as well. The next game I picked up on another stand a little bit further down, and it's Zool for the Mega Drive. I've got Zool on the Amiga, and that's the platform I remember it on, so pretty cool game. I know that it was probably the one to try and compete with Sonic at the time, but I never did compete with Sonic for me. But it's a cool game, and I played it a lot on the Amiga. I've never really played it much on the Mega Drive, I don't think. I think my mate Aiden had this version, but I don't think it's as fast as the Amiga version, if I'm right. I'll have a blast on it and see what it's like, but I do like the game. It's a really cool game, and that's complete with manual as well, so other than missing the hang tab off the top, it's not in terrible condition, it's in pretty decent condition. So yeah, really cool to have that in the collection as well. And the final item that I picked up at the event is my big spend item. To some people this is not a big spend item, but I've been looking at these on eBay for a while now, and having a look at the prices on them, and they vary between £70-ish unboxed and about £90 to £100 boxed. So I've been looking at these for a while and just never jumped on buying one, and that's a Neogeo Pocket Color. So this is a boxed version of the Aqua Blue, a really nice console. The reason I wanted to buy this, I love my Neogeo and my arcade cabs, so Buying a boxed one of these and being able to play some of the handheld games is pretty cool. Comes with all the manuals in there, so it's got a lot of paperwork in there. And then even inside, the box has got a cardboard insert over the top of the console. Take that out and it's lovely, really nice condition, all complete on the back, all complete on the front, and clicky joystick, which Neogeo do so well. So the next thing I'm going to do with this straight away is buy the drop-in IPS screen for this. So I think it's a couple of wires just for the on-screen menu, but other than that, it's a fairly straightforward install, but I'll film it and show you anyway. Yeah, looking forward to playing on this. The games are getting really expensive on there, and the multi-cards you can get are just really hard to get a hold of at the moment. So I'm not going to build a big collection on this. I'll probably buy a couple of games I'm really keen on playing, and then maybe hold out for the multi-card in the future, because yeah, I don't want to build a massive collection for the Neo Geo Pocket. It's just more around having the system and playing on the original hardware than anything else for me. So yeah, really cool purchase, and that's my one purchase that I'm really chuffed to find an event like this, rather than buying on eBay and just doing it just for the sake of buying it. Finding it at an event means a little bit more for me, so yeah, really cool with that, really chuffed. And that's my purchases, that's all my pickups from the event. So it's not huge. I bet you there's some people doing about 2 hours worth of pickups, showing game after game, and I was quite considered. I could have stayed there all day and spent a load of money, but I just thought to myself, I'm buying games now. Like those couple of games that I bought there, I've not got nostalgia for them, and that's mainly what my collection is. It's nostalgic games or some games I want to play. But I've generally got a list of games I want to buy in my head, which I would buy going forward. And some of these games weren't on that list, but they're still interesting games to me. So I'm not just buying games for the sake of it. And I think I was getting to that level then when I was digging through boxes of games. I was picking things up and I was like, I don't really want to play that game. So I thought, you know what, time to call it a day, save your money, get on the road and get home. So cool. I think that's everything from me from this event. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much to everyone I've met. Really good to see everyone, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cool.